I know I'm a little late to the game on this conversation because it was certainly a hot topic on sports talk and on cable sports networks and freaking social media, the internet. It was ablaze a couple weeks ago with the running back situation and running backs not getting paid, big money contracts, teams being reticent, reluctant, or flat out refusing to do so. Running backs are joining forces and they're going to have Zoom meetings where it's going to do absolutely nothing, but they're banding together. Oh boy! And what this did was it resurfaced, conversations and thoughts around the running back position. And whether, we've talked for years about whether you should take a running back in the first round. What are the pros and several cons to doing so? But that's kind of a different conversation, right? What we're specifically talking about here is whether there is wisdom or a lack of wisdom for NFL teams paying running backs big money, especially like a big second contract coming out of their rookie scale contract. And I'll start off by saying this. It sucks for these running backs. They came up throughout youth football, high school, college, put in this position, playing this position, and they get to the NFL and they are undervalued and underappreciated. That sucks. If somebody told me, like, hey, I'm going to be in the NFL and I'm going to be one of the best at the position, but I'm going to be part of one of the lower paid positions, that would suck, right? Especially when you think about running back. It has traditionally, historically been a glamour position offensively. More glamorous than wide receiver. Not as glamorous as quarterback, but running back was basically number 2 in terms of the glamour position for an NFL team for decades. Not so much anymore, right? The game has changed. But this is where it gets past like hey, I feel bad for these guys. I want to see them be able to get paid what they can. I want them to be able to maximize on their earning power while they can. But the reality is, it is really stupid in the modern NFL to pay big-time money for a running back. That's not opinion. That's reality. Let's look a little deeper at some of the numbers. When you look at the top 10 running backs in rushing yards in 2022, you had 4 guys in the top 10 that were on rookie scale contracts. Josh Jacobs was number 1, Saquon Barkley number 4, Miles Sanders number 5, Travis Etienne number 9. You had another guy on a rookie scale contract as part of that list, but he's not a running back. It's Justin Fields. Haha, insert your running back joke there. And then you had 5 of the top 10 rushers in the league last year were bigger money kind of veteran guys. Derrick Henry, number 2. Nick Chubb, number 3. Dalvin Cook, number 6. Christian McCaffrey, number 8. Aaron Jones, number 10. So kind of a mix between rookie scale guys and veteran running backs that are getting bigger contracts, bigger money, right? And when you look at 5 of those top 9 running backs in terms of rushing yards last year, 5 of them made the playoffs, and Miles Sanders made the Super Bowl. Now, Miles Sanders, of course, was still on the last year of his rookie deal. And when you look at running backs in top 10 in all-purpose yards in 2022, the guy that was number 10 on that list, Isaiah Pacheco, he was a Super Bowl champion as part of the Kansas City Chiefs, but he was a 7th-round rookie. Josh Jacobs was number 1 on that list. He's still on a rookie contract. He was finished ahead of guys like Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey and Nick Chubb. Ugh, I'm just saying, right? I think, to me, what it comes down to, though, is at the end of the day, the name of the game is winning championships. And what you should absolutely be doing is looking at the recent examples of teams that have won Super Bowls and following their blueprint, following in their footprint, trying to figure out how to put your own spin on it. And when you look at the last decade of Super Bowl winners and the key or starting or primary running back that they had in that Super Bowl, there's no way you can look at this list of running backs and say that makes a massive argument that a running back that's 4 or 5 years long in the tooth in the league merits a big-time contract. Like, why the fuck would you do that? You have to go back to 2013 and beast mode Marshawn Lynch with the Seahawks when he was getting $7 million in 2013. That's the last time a truly big money running back of any kind in terms of big money, and that's a decade ago, so $7 million was a little bit bigger at the time, right? But Marshawn Lynch was getting $7 million in 2013. And that's a unique kind of situation, unique kind of team. But you go on and on the years after that. I even went a decade because I was like, I don't want to be accused of like creating a narrative here, and not being fair. So I'm like, I'll go back 10 years so I can include Marshawn Lynch so there's somebody. But that's the point. I had to go back 10 fucking years to do so. 2014, LeGarrette Blount was the primary running back. He was a little bit under $1 million that year. C.J. Anderson for the Broncos in 2015. He was in his third year. 2016, it was LeGarrette Blount. Yeah, but in the Super Bowl, it was freaking James White was the real difference maker. He was in his third year of a rookie contract. 2017, there's that LeGarrette Blount name again, right? Like, he was getting two and a half, I think it was like up to $2.8 million in his contract with the Eagles. Again, not a big money contract. 2018, the Patriots, Sony Michel. He was a first-round pick rookie, so his contract certainly wasn't massive. 2019, Damian Williams, I argue should have been Super Bowl MVP that year. He was getting $4 million. That's not exactly breaking the bank for a running back. 2020, the Tampa Bay Bucks got Leonard Fournette off the scrap heap, basically, from the Jags. They paid Fournette $2 million, won a Super Bowl. 2021, you had Cam Akers in his second year. You had Sony Michel. He wasn't exactly getting big money, right? Those are the running backs on that team that year. You just look at it and you say Cam Akers was in his second year, former second-round pick, rookie contract. And you go to 2022, last season, Isaiah Pacheco, seventh-round pick, rookie. Like, look, I understand these running backs. They perform well, and they're like, we want to get paid well. They are fully entitled to feel like they should get their just desserts. I'd love to be able to say, like, hey, these guys deserve to get paid. But I'm sorry, like, the current economics, the current dynamics of the NFL just don't support it. To me, if you're paying massive money for a running back, it's because you don't have a quarterback that you can win a championship with. See Derrick Henry. See Christian McCaffrey. See Nick Chubb. See Saquon Barkley with this franchise tag. Right? Like, it's kind of where you're at. So in theory, you could sit there and say, well, pay a running back because we don't have the quarterback, but don't expect it to be a successful formula for winning a championship. Like, if these running backs really want to be mad at anybody, they should be mad at themselves, their parents, their coaches, whoever the fuck told them to play running back. Because they got set up at a huge disadvantage in terms of future earning potential. The recent NFL, the dynamics have changed so much that paying big money to a running back just doesn't make sense. It's bad football. It's bad business. When 9 of the last 10 Super Bowl champions and the last 9 consecutive Super Bowl champions in succession have had all, guys on rookie scale contracts be their primary running back or veterans on very low-end deals, like, why the fuck would I want to pay a running back $15, $16 million? That's nuts. So yeah, feel bad for the running backs, but it's not their fault. But they can cry about it all they want, but if they were in the position of these owners and these organizations, they wouldn't be paying them either, because they would see the bigger picture and they would understand just how foolish it would be to pay a running back massive money like that.